Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, Huli. Huli is here. Huli is back. I am back. This is the Immigration Answer Show, episode number 599. Can you believe it? We are one away from episode 600. So our Monday 4 p.m. show will be our 600th episode. We're not going too crazy, but we are going to have a little contest, a little game, a little fun. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. I think it's probably a little too early for Nurse Laura. She's out here on the West Coast like me. It is 7:53 a.m. on the West Coast. So taking most of the day off, but I wanted to do one last show for the week. I wanted to spend a little bit of time with you. Want to give a shout out to everyone who checked in already. Tyrone is here. JD is here from Ontario, Canada. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know why Hina pops up in here in the room. I'm not sure why that happens. All right. Saring is here. Shelly is here. Hello, Shelly. Good morning. Big up to all the Yardies. Thank you, D Skull. Got to have the reminder. The Uncompleted Works of Old Creaky Bones. I love that title. And they want to get into immigration law. So they're watching the show. I appreciate that. They're also on the left coast with me. So it's early. Hope is up from Florida all the way. Happy Immigration Friday. Jay Cruz has been busy, too busy for us. So been playing in the dirt and doing some gardening. How about that? Oh, Nurse Laura is here. What the heck? And Rich is giving the big ups in case Donna doesn't join us today. John is here. Gunlar is here. Lewis is here. Hello, Lewis. And old Temi is here, the immigration lawyer in training, our very own Temitope. Umaru is here in Yuma. Is Yuma Pacific or is Yuma Mountain Time? I don't know the answer to that. Supermom Love Vaughn is here. Hello. Jonathan Delroy is here. I love that name, Delroy. You know, one of my favorite actors, Delroy Lindo. You might have seen him in such great movies such as The Five Bloods, Malcolm X. He's always good. Delroy Lindo's always good. I love love watching movies with Delroy Lindo. Also, I have some bad news. Amani and I have been watching Baby Reindeer. There are 2 episodes left, and she's just too grossed out to watch it anymore. So I might have to finish Old Baby Reindeer by myself. It's such a bizarre show. I don't recommend it to anybody, especially anybody who gets triggered by sexual assault. It's a rough show, but it's kooky, wacky people. All right. I is here. Hello, I.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Hello, Jim.
What you got for me?
Yeah. Okay. I'm here with my wife, and thanks for picking our call. And we have a couple of questions. Can you please take us off camera, please?
Done.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Sure, of course.
my question is, if my husband has been revoked, his I-130 has been revoked, and we are appealing it because of his previous marriage, and I filed for my stepsons, does that impact their I-130 and their 485?
Been
Why
approved.
did you why did you appeal the revocation? Why didn't you just start over?
Well, honestly, their justifications are false, and it was
Well, tell
going
me
to
about
cost
that.
more.
What was the basis for yeah, but he's in the United States. An appeal doesn't get him much. He could file a
Okay.
new I-130 and a new 485. So generally, we don't appeal revoked I-130s. Why did they revoke it? That's unusual.
Okay. Let me give you a background. I had a previous marriage, but it was voided from the beginning because the person wasn't free to marry. A divorce was not concluded in the court, and in addition, it was a troubled marriage. So, so that was that was why that marriage did not work.
Was that hold on. Was that a marriage inside the United States?
Yes.
Okay, so what country are you from?
Nigeria.
When did you come to the United States?
2017.
And you married person A. You married
Yes.
person A.
Yeah.
And did person A file an I-130 petition for you?
Yes.
And who figured out that that person wasn't legally eligible to marry, you or USCIS?
I would say me, because what had happened, we've gone for the first interview and we were called for a second interview. Then we were asked to bring unnecessary documents. So I asked her for the divorce, and she found out that because when she got out of secondary high school, she was married before, but according to her, that marriage did not work. So this was like 17 years later. So he tried reaching the person, he couldn't reach the person, but basically she later found out that the person did not do that divorce, and she told me that the person did not do the divorce, that she would go ahead and withdraw the one I-30 petition, because she just found out after 18 years that that person did not do that divorce. So she went ahead
Okay.
and withdrew the
So
I-130.
okay, so let's back up even more. So were you married in Nigeria?
Yeah.
When did you get divorced in Nigeria?
No, that divorce was not in Nigeria, it was here. That person came here with my kids, and that divorce to that Nigerian person was here in the US.
Okay, so when you came to the United States, were you married or single?
She divorced me here.
So when you came to the United States, you were married.
Okay, yeah, I will say yes.
Okay. So just to be clear, you've been married to 3 different women, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you came to the United States, you were married to the Nigerian lady. You and she came with your kids,
No,
and
we
then
didn't come together. She came with the kids, and I basically come to like, hey, we need to go back. And the kids basically liked it here. She liked it here. And when I tried to push for that, we had serious differences. And she filed a divorce against me. So I did not come with her. She came alone with the kids. So I
and
came
she
alone.
divorced you. She got divorced from you in a U.S. court or in a
Yes.
in a
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so can we agree that this is a complicated situation? Can we agree that this is messy? You have 3 marriages. Uh, has your spouse, your original Nigerian spouse, married a U.S. citizen,
Yeah, she's married to somebody else.
and she's getting a green card or citizenship or something?
I do not have, I'm not going to be able to give a complete detail, but I know she's married to somebody else and a US citizen, but I don't want to talk about what I don't have
Okay,
100%
very
information.
fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so when did you divorce Nigerian wife?
Oh, she filed that divorce.
Oh,
Okay,
she
that
divorced
divorce
you.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, that divorce was concluded April 2018.
Okay, and you were in the United States by that point, right?
Yes,
And did you contest that divorce? Where did that divorce take place? Like in state
in,
court somewhere?
in Texas,
Texas.
Houston,
Okay.
Texas. Yeah.
So so then so then you marry American wife number 1, right?
Yes.
So American wife number 1 files for you. You wait all the way through the process. You have an interview. The interview doesn't result in you getting the green card. Instead, later on, you get scheduled for a second interview. And before that second interview, American wife number 1 realizes that she's still legally married to somebody from back when she was in high school or shortly after high school.
Shortly after high school, 18 years ago, that divorce was not concluded.
So then she withdraws the I-130 and you guys shut that case down.
She withdrew the I-130 petition. But basically before then, it's been an already very troubled marriage and issues upon issue. But she said she just found this out and she's going to go ahead and withdraw the I-130, and she did that.
You're saying when you're talking about there being a very difficult marriage, do you mean your marriage to American wife number one, or American wife number one's marriage to the old guy back from high school?
No, to me.
To you. So the marriage to you was troubled.
Yes.
So what was the date of your marriage to American wife number one, and when was that divorce final?
Okay, we got married in June of 2018, and that divorce, she withdrew the petition, and that was January of 2020.
Okay. And then when did you marry this fine lady who's sitting next to you, American wife number two?
We got married in March of 2022.
So how long was that after the divorce?
Oh, that was maybe that was like 31 days. So let me clarify something. We have a lawyer, but what he did, it said the marriage was voided from the beginning, and he did what he called decree to declare marriage void, because he said my first marriage was basically voided from the beginning because that person was not free. Was that correct, first of all?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to. I mean, that's all state law stuff. That's all.
Okay.
Is someone free to marry? Okay.
So I got.
So again, how much time between the divorce from American wife number one and the marriage to American wife number two?
That was like 35 days, but we were already dating while the process was going on.
Okay. So then American wife number two files an I-130, an I-45, all that stuff for you, and she files I-130s for your kids who came with your ex-wife from Nigeria back in the day and are here in the United States.
Yes.
And you want to know, when they revoked your I-130, does that mean that their I-130s are over?
So yeah, so that's the challenge. So they revoked.
So just real quick, hold on, just real quick. Sorry, I need to get a little more detail. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So it's unusual to receive an I-130 revocation notice for cases inside the United States. Usually, an I-130 revocation happens after an overseas I-130 has been approved and sent to the National Visa Center. So talk to me, when did you file the I-130, the one with your current spouse? When did you file that I-130?
We filed in July of 2022.
Okay. And then they approved it?
We went for interview December, right?
Yeah.
Of 2023.
Where?
And
which field office?
We got Dallas field office.
Okay. And you got it, and they approved the I-130
in January of 2024. And after they sent us approval notice for the I-130 only my own, then like 2 weeks time, they sent us notice of intent to revoke. And we got a lawyer that responded, and another 2 weeks time, that's late March, they sent a revocation notice for my I-130.
What was the reason for the notice? What was the reason for the notice of intent to revoke?
Yeah. So basically, they wrote in that that the person I was married to before, the first marriage,
American wife number one.
Yes, got married to another person and filed a I-130 petition for that person.
She had been she filed 3 different I-130 petitions at the same time.
So she's what you call an immigration fraudster.
Yeah.
And of course, she wasn't even valid to file for any of them because she was still married back to old high school boy.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And no one knew.
So at this point, my wife is appealing it. So that's why we're reaching out to get your advice. So she's appealing my I-130 revocation,
Wait,
but we also want to understand.
hold on. I'm still trying to get my mind around this. This is a crazy fact pattern. This is you understand that most cases aren't like this, right? This is really, really messy. So I guess after your interview, they found out that she had filed for all these other people. Is that what we think happened? That's why they approved it and then revoked it?
That's what they stated in the letter, that the letter
Yeah.
of the notice of revocation.
Okay. And so when they revoked your I-130, did they also deny the 485?
No. It's just there as actively being reviewed.
In the I-130 revocation, did they accuse you of paying that lady or knowing that she was sponsoring different people?
No.
So let's say that's true. Let's say that's true, that she was married to 3 people at the same time or filed 3 I-130s for 3 different people. Let's say that's true. You aren't proceeding on that application, so there must be some way they're tying you to that old case to use it as a reason to deny the case to your current spouse, right?
So they just stated that when they did their administrative investigation, they found out that person number 1 filed for 3 different people.
So they think you paid her. They think the 3 of you paid her to get green cards.
They didn't state, like you said, they didn't accuse me of that in the letter, because honestly, I wasn't aware. We were long separated and all that. So I just found out when they did this. So I wasn't aware of those stuff.
Okay.
But that's what they stated.
So, but here's the deal. There must be something in that revocation that says if they think go ahead, ma'am.
I said what I recall reading was they accused him of participating in fraudulent behavior.
That's what I'm saying. There has to be. They have to be tying him to it. Otherwise, the current I-130 is approvable. If she's just someone who wasn't eligible to sponsor because she was married to 3 different people, that's one thing. But in order for him to not get a green card based on a marriage to you, ma'am, American wife number 2, they must be saying he committed prior immigration fraud and he's not getting an immigration benefit. Right?
He's saying it didn't state that in the letter, but I thought I read something like that.
They have to.
They have to be connecting him.
Right, they have to be. Otherwise, the I-130s to you is approvable.
So yeah, they approved it and they revoked it.
Okay.
And
so then
now
you appealed. You filed a deal. You filed what do you call that thing? An I-290B to reconsider the denial.
So the lawyer looked at it. He said, instead of reconsider the denial, he just preferred to appeal it to the Board of Immigration Appeals. Because if he appeal it and they still want to stick to that decision, then he will still need to appeal it to Board of Immigration Appeals. So he just said he's just going to appeal it to the BIAs and directly.
But okay. So what is our belief that USCIS got wrong? What's the argument that I guess the argument is I didn't know about this lady? That's the idea?
Yes, absolutely. I didn't know about it. And again, I do not understand, because we're not a lawyer, so we're trying to get more information. Sure. If the marriage was voided from the beginning, so I'm trying to understand, am I being accused for what I don't know? I know immigration law works separately. I might be wrong, but I know nothing about their conduct. And to be honest, this person, that marriage from high school was not divorced. She's given birth to 3 people, to 3 kids. So basically, I'm saying she wasn't free to marry anybody, but maybe this is just a way. But my thinking is, am I being like feeling that you're putting what I did not know on me? plus the marriage was voided from the beginning, how is that supposed to impact the current petition that my wife fight for me, that you approved it, you withdrew it? So we're trying to understand if we have a chance here, because he's saying, okay, he's going to appeal it, and at the same time trying to get your input. Okay, if you revoke mine, what about the petition that she has currently for a step kid? So we're trying to wrap our head to also gain knowledge of what the lawyer is doing.
That's the least of our issues. The stepkids is the least of our issues. I mean,
okay,
I want to understand if I can get you to agree with me on a couple things. I asked you earlier, do you agree that this is a messy case?
Yes, we do agree.
And do you understand that in America, if someone participates in immigration fraud, that keeps them from being able to get an immigration benefit for the rest of their lives, right?
Yes, Section 204C. I know that.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this is a big problem. I mean, if you're asking me, Jim, what do you think the chances are of me getting a green card? I think they're very, very low. Like I wouldn't have taken this case. I wouldn't have appealed. I just don't think you're going to get a green card. I think they think that. I mean, have you watched my show before? Have you
I do watch your show almost every day.
So you know how USCIS treats men from Nigeria.
Yeah, I know. Number one on the fraud list. I know, followed by Ghana.
Yeah, I don't know if it's number one, but it's up there for sure. So
yeah,
I just think, okay, so if it were me, the first thing I would have done is I would have done a Freedom of Information Act request for all of your immigration file, because there has to be stuff in there that would be helpful. I would not have appealed. I would have focused on filing a new I-130. You have to tackle all of this stuff. But I just think that they're trying to paint you as an immigration fraudster, that you and she were like this, and that you paid her to get you a green card, and that they figured it out. So once that stink is on you, it's very, very hard to get off. Even if your current marriage, and I believe everything you're telling me, even if your current marriage is 100% valid, if the old one wasn't, it's bad news.
Okay, so
if he can't get his green card, what about his sons that I filed the I-30 and 485 for? Are they following him, or is it the fact that their stepmother, has filed for them?
That's a tough call. Usually if the underlying marriage is invalid or unapproved, I mean, maybe there's a chance they get green cards. I think USCIS just might not ever decide the cases, is actually what I think will happen. They'll just sit on them and not give them the green. How old are the kids?
They range from 13 to 19 now, but when we filed, they were all underage.
Right. So, and they were, the 19-year-old was under 18 when you got married?
Yes.
And those cases, as far as you know, those cases are still pending, the ones for them.
Yes, they're still pending, but 2 days ago, we got a denial notice for one of them, the one that is 16, for his I-130. And they are saying if we want to appeal it, we can appeal it. So four of them.
What was the basis of that denial?
Generally, in that letter, they said, what they say, baby, that we don't have a valid marriage.
Yeah, they based the denial on his previous marriage, not on our marriage. They based it on Lady One.
That's when they denied, when they revoked mine.
Yeah. So the question then is, this is probably a legal question, but this is the question: if a dad is accused of immigration fraud, and the dad is therefore not eligible to get a green card based on a new marriage to a new person, is dad and stepmom also prohibited from approving green cards for the kids? I don't know the answer to that question. I would say probably yes. But more importantly, what I think will happen is they'll either just deny those I-130s or they just won't ever decide them. Because I don't think you're going to stay in the United States. I don't think at the end of the day, I mean, maybe you could run a full out assault and track down these three other husbands and show that you're all victims and track her down and see if she got prosecuted and do all this stuff and try to prove that you didn't know about all this. But man, that's a ton of work. That's a low chance of success. I think at the end of the day, if I had to say, even if I was your lawyer and even if I did everything right, even if I pushed it, if you had unlimited money and we pushed it, we took depositions and we swore people under oath and we did everything we possibly could, I still think it's a 5 or 10% chance of you staying here. And I would have told you that before I filed a notice of appeal to the BIA or filed a new I-130, because I think at the end of the day, they've got their knives out for you. If you haven't done a FOIA, you should do it yesterday, because that's the most important thing.
Can you pronounce that again? Aphoria?
Yeah, freedom of information.
Oh, yeah, freedom of information.
G639. Mm-hmm.
G639. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jim, do you think it makes sense to appeal? Because like you said, it needs to appeal, or you think it makes sense to try to sort this out and file another I-130?
I mean, you can actually do both. So you might as well let the appeal go. But I don't have much hope for the FOIA for that. I want to FOIA everything. I want to know everything about it. I want to know everything about your first wife. I want to know everything about those kids. I want to know everything that's been filed by everybody. I want to track down this lady and see if she's a criminal, if she's been to jail. I mean, there's all kind. You've got to attack the shit out of her, but it's still a really, really tough case.
And now she's had some medical issues, so she's not in her cognitive right mind at this point. So it's even messier.
So she has stroke, and she had stroke some 1 year ago, and as we speak, her body function is 50%, cognitive function is like 30 at this moment. So
to me, that means you need to nail down her story as soon as possible, if you still can. I don't know if you can, but you need, there's just all kinds of stuff that needs to happen that isn't happening. But even like I said, you have to understand, you're talking $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to try to keep you here on something that's a 5 to 10% chance. All right, I'm going to get going, you guys, because this has been half the show. Okay, and
thank you,
call
Jim.
back
We
or
appreciate that.
email. Yep. Good luck. Wow, we opened up with a doozy. That is something else. I haven't heard something like that in quite some time. All right. Good luck to AI and Mrs. I and those kids. That's something else. All right. Quick question. Hello. Quick question.
Okay. Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great.
Can you take me off camera, please?
Done.
Thank you, Jim, for that. Jim, I have a quick question about DS260. Okay. So why is the DS260 DS260 form is reopened um, in the NVC portal after applicant have been waiting in AP for years? Are we going to have resubmit this form?
I don't know if you have to resubmit it, but it sounds like they might be finally moving on the case. What country put the person in advance parole? Is this a spouse case?
Yeah, it's a spouse case from Pakistan, Islamabad.
So someone's had their interview and they've been in administrative processing for a year and things are finally moving.
Okay, so that's you mean that's a good sign?
I don't think it's a bad sign.
Okay, so it doesn't mean that they send back our case to the NVC. It doesn't mean that.
Not necessarily. Probably not. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't think that.
Okay. Jim, the second question is, I'm currently on trip, and I will be still on the trip and would like to stay abroad until I heard something from back embassy or the code or anything. So should I submit my traveling right now, or should I wait until I finish and done with my traveling and then submit / update all at once?
I would say
And
always do. I would say whenever you have the opportunity to move a case that's been stuck in AP for a year, you move right away. You don't worry about your trip. You just focus on that.
okay, since we also like you didn't aid our child to the, this DS260, because the DS260 farm were closed, and just recently they are reopened.
Yeah, whatever. If it's open and they're asking you for more stuff, just get it for them.
Okay, so we should wait until like they reach out to us and ask for like further documentation
Yeah,
or anything.
I'd email them and ask them what's going on because there's lots of reasons they can reopen it. You just don't know.
Oh, okay. So should we just email to the embassy and ask about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. The last question, Jim. Um, we got email from a lawyer say that the district court just reassigned a different magistrate judge to the case. So does it gonna affect anything our case? You think, or is just
So
like
this is you have a mandamus case, a lawsuit on file
Yeah. Yes, mandamus case.
with us, with our
And
office, or with somebody else.
no, 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 no. Oh no, another lawyer.
Yeah. So magistrate. That just means sometimes they get new judges or judges get promoted. Is there a motion to dismiss on file, or is the case just getting
Yes.
started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motion to dismiss. I think it's been 6 months since we got
Yeah.
motion to dismiss.
Yeah. I wouldn't worry too much about the magistrate. I think you're fine.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for all the
All right.
questions,
You
Jim.
got it.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
buddy. You got it. All right. I see Eric, you're driving. I know you were here yesterday. I'm going to take one other person and then I'll grab you. Okay. So you can pull over and then I'll get to you, Eric. Okay. All right. DS160 issue. Hello.
Hi
You're
Jim,
on
how are
mute.
you? Yes, hey
Great. How
Jim,
are
how
you
are you?
doing?
Yes, can you hear
Good.
me?
Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, yes. So I can add one thing to your previous guys, who had an issue with the 204C. If in the future he's barred from 204C. I read one BOA case that it says that the 204C bar doesn't reflect to the sons or whatever to the to the child of the parent.
Yeah.
If the parent is
Yeah.
accused, 204C doesn't bar child from being approved 130. Anyway,
I hold on.
so
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold
yeah,
on.
yes.
I appreciate that. And thank you for adding that to the conversation. I just want to say that that's technically true. But practically, I think we'll just sit on the I-130s for the kids. I think you're right,
Hmm.
and I appreciate that decision. But I don't think USCIS will continue processing the case just because they don't like the whole thing. If that makes sense.
Yes, yes. Sometimes if I have a time, I like to read like court cases, like a BAA
Yeah,
cases,
that's great. No, that's great. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Maybe be a lawyer or a paralegal one day. Okay, go ahead. What's your
yeah.
issue?
Yes. So my issue is, look, there is a guy who was born in 1968 who had previously married twice. The first wife and died, and with the first wife he has a one daughter, and also then after she died, he married second time. From second marriage, he has also one daughter, and also with the second marriage, the second wife didn't like a daughter from first wife. That's why they have an issue. Then they got divorced, you know. And meanwhile,
They
he
have
has
what?
a
You broke
relatives.
up there for a second. You broke up there for a second. What'd you say? You
Yes,
broke up there for a for a minute.
yes, yes, yes. I'm saying that. So he from his second wife, he also divorced because the
Okay.
second wife didn't like that the daughter from first marriage, kind of. And the
Yeah.
guy where he was in Uzbekistan back then. So then he had right now he's in America. So back then he had relatives here. He wanted to visit to come here, and also he applied for a visitor's visa. So back in 2014, and when 2014 when he applied for that a visitor visa, he went to that like a random office who fill up the form for 160, and they want fill up the form 160. They did not add that child from second marriage, and he just applied him and his daughter from first marriage, for that application. But the guys who fill up the
Okay.
form 160, they did not add that second daughter from second marriage. And
Okay.
also that then after that he got denied for that visa. Probably they thought that they're just gonna stay over because he's single, and also his daughter is also like about to like a marrying age anyway. So we're past. They won a DV lottery. So they won DV lottery and they immigrated in 2015 in December. So
Okay.
they had to fill up that DS 260 for immigrant visa with one daughter only, not mentioning that the second daughter, because in his previous application they only mentioned one daughter, and they cannot do just they afraid of adding a second daughter because they afraid of getting denied that immigrant visa because they had like a fraud like in application in the DS 160.
So
And
now they want to file for the second daughter.
exactly, yes.
Yeah. So I have videos on this. They're screwed if they do that. Everything will unravel if they apply for the second daughter because they didn't disclose it.
So
This is
they
so
get
dumb. I can't believe how many people lie about kids or spouses on DV applications. This shit happens
yes.
every day. I don't understand why people are so stupid.
So I have a question. So even though it's not their like own fault because they did use that third party office to fill up that DS
Wrong,
160.
wrong, wrong, wrong. It is their
Why?
fault because they signed the form.
And how
They
about
signed the
look?
form.
Yes, so I'm gonna have a question. If look, they're here for like since they 2015 now to 2024, like long time presence in
Mhm.
the United States. If so, he marries that I'm talking about father. If he marries a U.S. citizen or whatever, permanent resident, whatever, because he's a permanent resident. If he marries here, but he's still single. If he marries here, look, and if he's let's say if he's filed if he files for his second daughter, and and also they find out that it's fraud and they just cancels like his green card here, and like put him in removal. Let's say that's in situation, can he apply for that waiver 237 1H because
May-
he has a more than
Maybe, but
5 years of presence here, plus he
maybe,
has a yeah.
maybe, but he should. But he sure as hell shouldn't file anything banking on that. There's no rule that says the waiver is going to be approved. There's no indication that. I mean, he can't put everything he has at risk on the chance that he might get that waiver. And I think there's an argument that he's been actively hiding it all along. So really, the 5 years might not even start right away because USCIS had no way of knowing about his fraud because he kept hiding it by filing all these applications. So my answer is
uh,
no. I'm gonna get going.
you
Okay.
okay, okay.
Thanks, bud. Okay. All right. Eric has pulled over. Eric was waiting yesterday. Hello, Eric.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Okay, thank you for your time. Have
Sure.
a little concern. I was finally able to get my work permit after 17 months, almost 18 months of waiting. I'm happy. Long time to wait. I got my first. I got my Social Security card, and then a week after, I got my work permit. Um, I went to get my driver license. No problem. They give it to me. Uh, so I'm real happy about that. But something happened. I have a brother who my mom filed for us the same day when it was time for the priority date to come current. I filed my 485 before him. He filed 5 months later. He got his work permit first before me, and he got his green card already. Um, so what happened is, and the reason why I'm asking this question is because I'm hoping to get my green card approved, soon, hopefully. And planning to travel if it's possible. But something happened with my brother that's made me concerned. So this is what happened. When he got his work permit, he went to get his driver license, and it was like a month after. When he went over there, they told him that they could not verify his work permits. So he had to wait for them to verify with USCIS, and like 20 something days went by for him to get the driver license. Then when he got his green card, because when you get the work permit, you get a social security card that says valid only for with DIH approval, right?
Correct.
So when he got his green card, and then you get your license is valid for the period that the work permit is, like the term they give you.
Yep.
So anyways, when he got his green card, he was able to remove that, to get that removed from his driver license and social security. So when he went back, this was 5 months after he got his green card. So 5 months went by. That was pretty much, quite a bit of time. And then when he got there, the same thing happened. They told him that he still had a work permit, and they were not able to verify that he had a green card. So right now he's still waiting again for them to verify and see. Hopefully he can get that removed and get the normal driver license. My question is, does that happen? And like if I was to get a green card and I was planning to travel, I don't know how long I should wait, because when this happening like this, what if I go and then when I try to come back, they tell me the same thing? Oh, we're not able to verify your green card, something like that. And I'm worried that that can happen. So I don't know. Like I said, I didn't have an issue to get my license when I got the work permit, and they gave it to me right away. But I don't know if this happens in your experience. Or why does that happen? I don't know.
I have the sense that you've been without status in the United States for a long time, Eric. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I totally understand it. What state is screwing around with your brother's driver's license?
Texas.
Of course. See, I knew it. I knew it was Texas. So they're just being asked. They're just being assholes. So that's just a state. I knew it was. I was thinking Texas #1, California maybe #2, but I figured it was Texas. Eric, I don't think you have. I think you're thinking about this way too much. I think you're going to be fine. I think you're going to get that green card here, hopefully, because you and I have talked before, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember about you and your brother. So I think you're going to get your green card in about 6 months, something like that. And
I'm hoping.
And once you do, Texas Department of Motor Vehicles is set up right now to be antagonistic, to be anti-immigrant. To make it as hard as possible. Even if you have your goddamn green card, they still won't give you the correct driver's license. I totally get that.
I'm sorry. I tried to apply for because I want to get a CDL private trucks, but they told me that I cannot get a CDL license with a work permit because I'm from Mexico.
Yeah.
And they say there's a commercial trade
NAFTA
act that I can drive a commercial truck here with a Mexican driver license, but I cannot go to Mexico right now to get a license over there. So what?
Right. I think right.
So anyways,
it's all.
I know people from Central America. I know people from Central America, Salvador, Honduras. They have a work permit and they have a CDL.
Yeah. So
in Texas.
I think that once you get your green card, you're going to be fine to travel. I don't think you have to worry about traveling at all. I think you'll be fine. Okay. You'll have a valid passport and your green card. You'll be fine. So I think just chill until you get your green card, and then we go from there. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Bye, Eric.
Okay.
See you, buddy. Yeah, Hina said that today is sort of like heavy on the heart day, and I think that's true. I mean, I think a lot of times, yeah, we help with immigration, but also we really just help ease people's minds, especially with the show. You know, so many people call the show, they have a lawyer. They're just worried about, people worry about a lot of stuff, and I get it. It's scary. There's a lot of bad stuff out there, bad hombres out there making life hard for all of us. So I get it. And so I'm happy to talk to people and try to make people a little less nervous. Kim, hello.
Oh, hello. Thanks for having me.
Sure.
I just received my green card, and I will remember about my case. They give me my grandpa name as my middle name, and I don't have a middle name. So the question is, can I travel with it, with this green card?
Mhm. Yep.
Yes? Even there is the additional letter in my name, which is not my name?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and if I will be asked on the border when I enter in back the US, what should I tell them if they will ask?
They won't. Just show them the passport, show them the green card, and say, "Let me in." I don't know why it's like that. I'm filing for a replacement.
Oh, okay, that's great. So I should use this card as a valid card.
Mm-hmm.
And if I will have the right green card after they will fix my name, so the timing will be starting from the new card or from this first card?
The first card.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Kim. See you, kid. All right, Thomas has been waiting for a while. Hi, Thomas.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
Well, I can't hear you. I don't know why. May I please be off camera, please?
You are off camera. Yep.
Thank
Go for it.
All right. So I have a question. I have a petition that was filed for me on my behalf. I-130 and 485.
Yeah.
So you know, I have received 2 requests for evidence since February. One of them was the medical, and also affidavit of support, which I sent to them, and they already received them. But I did not file an advance parole. I don't know how this going, and I want to be able to travel. Last time I checked with USCIS, you know, online chat, I think it's Emma. I asked to talk to an agent so I can ask about my case. One of the agents let me know that the case is now at my field office in Louisville, Kentucky. So I would like to know, is it a good idea if I apply for an advance parole, because I have some emergency back home that I would like to attend. What do you think? What do you
I
think?
mean, it sounds like you're pretty close to getting the green card if it's at a field office, and if you've already had two RVs. I think it sounds like you're already on track to get the green card. Yeah. I'll take you off camera. You can listen to it later on the recording. If you're that close to getting a green card, I mean, I believe that even if you had a green card case pending before April 1st, that the advance parole is still free. So I think that you can keep that in mind and go ahead. You know, obviously, I always think people should apply for advance parole. You never know if you're going to have to leave the United States. So I would say better late than never, and go right ahead and do it. Jimmy's here. Hi, Jimmy.
Hey, Jim, how's it going?
Great. How you doing, bud?
Good. It's good to reconnect with you again, and I appreciate all the sound advice that you give to everyone. So we spoke together once before. My family has a case going on, an I-30 petition for my brother, which kind of marks the 10 years right now that's going on through the processing. But my question today is a little bit different. You know, like, he has a case going on, but in case if a company hires him, what are the chances of him like getting a visa to come as an employee?
So you're saying that who applied for him? His mom or his dad or someone, or a sibling?
So the mom is a U.S. citizen, which filed a petition in 2014.
Yeah.
At the time, the father was not like a U.S.
Yeah.
citizens.
So
Like
mom's a
currently
U.S. citizen. Applies for her adult unmarried son. Is he married or unmarried?
married son with kids. Married son with kids.
Applies for her adult son, and that case has been pending for 10 years.
Correct.
And do you know what the priority date is? How far away are we from finishing that up?
May 2014, so we still have another 4 years, I think, according to the visa bulletin.
And so, like, what kind of a job? Who do we think is going to be sponsoring him for an employment
So,
visa?
I mean, based on the skills, like if let's say if he happens to like apply and gets hired from a company in U.S., can that company
But like, what's the
petition
job? What's the job?
like accounting, management? That's the
So,
skills.
so are you talking about an H-1B or a green card, or what were you thinking?
I'm not sure. That's what I was thinking. Maybe a H-1B or like a green card. Which one is the easiest to kind of like get
Well,
processed?
H-1B is easier,
Mhm.
but there's a lottery. So, every, I mean, do you have a specific company in mind? Because most companies won't hire overseas accountants or managers because it's just it's too much money and too much of a hassle to go through for someone that they've never met.
Yeah, that's true too. But the reason why I'm asking this question because I was talking to some of my colleagues, and the conversation came that someone with I think with a landscaping company has been applying and getting like 10 visas and bringing people over the seas for like 6 months or
So that's
whatever.
that's a different kind of visa. That's a special visa for agricultural or
Okay.
hospitality workers. So there, I would say, does he have a college degree?
Yes.
Yeah. So if an employer wants, I mean, like I said, the hard thing is going to be finding an employer willing to go through all the costs and hassle of either the H-1B lottery or the green card. And plus, there's like for the green card, there's like a 3 or 4 year wait. So I just don't know if you're gonna be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, I mean, he still is in the process, but in case if he had to kind of come and work, get a visa that way, would they affect the previous case
No,
or like, let's
no,
say, okay, so it'll be two
yeah,
separate.
yeah, yeah. An H-1B is dual intent, so they won't hold it against him that he has the green card case pending through his mother. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But I just don't think logistically you're going to be able to pull off finding him a job.
Yeah, the reason, I mean, there's a relative which has a few businesses and he's looking for a manager and also an
Yeah.
accountant.
So then we get into another issue, which is that whenever you try to craft an employment job for a relative or a family friend, it gets a little tricky. Not saying it's not going to work. I'm just saying it's going to be tough. I'm going to let you go, Jimmy. Okay, buddy?
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
See you, man.
Have a good
Yeah,
one.
for sure. Take care. Yep. Obi's here. Hi, Obi.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Great. How are you, brother?
Just calling with some good news.
Nice. So we need some good news. It's been a rough day.
Yeah, I've been listening. It's been a rough day. Had my N400 interview. Everything was fine, successful.
Nice. Nice. So did they swear you in, or you have an oath ceremony coming up, or what?
I have an oath ceremony coming up in 2 weeks.
Awesome. Congratulations, Obi. That's great. I'm
Yeah,
happy
thank
for
you.
you. When did you file?
So I filed in November of 2023.
And when was your interview?
My interview was on Monday, this past Monday.
And what field office?
Buffalo, New York. We spoke before, me and
Awesome.
you.
Yeah, that's great. Good job, Obi. Thanks for the good news, buddy.
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know.
All right, don't forget to vote in November.
Yes, sir.
See you, buddy. Thanks for letting me know. I really appreciate it. That made my day. All right, all right. That's some good news. We like to hear that. Z Girl, what do you got, Z Girl?
Hi,
Hello, Z Girl.
mine's kind of complex. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Mine is a little, maybe it's complex. It seems complex to me. I work for an American company and I'm stationed overseas on an Iraqi Air Force base. I met my husband here and we were married 2 weeks ago. We're both Muslim, so we've actually been Islamically married since January, but we weren't given paperwork for that. So I'll have to try to get that for the evidence later. But I'm not allowed off base unless I'm going on vacation. So, and I can't go anywhere in Iraq.
Oh, she disappeared. Must be that Iraqi internet. Hopefully we can get her back. Mohammed, you there? Hi, Mohammed.
Yes. Hi. How are you, Jim?
Great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Hey, so just I wanted to say that I do have an active case with you guys. Currently,
Okay.
it's a mandamus case, and it's for myself. But my today's question is not about me; is about my parents. So
Okay.
I'm originally, my parents are originally from Iran, and I've been living in the U.S. On an F1 status and then OPT, and now I'm getting my H-1B. But my parents have always had a very difficult time in trying to visit me here in the U.S. Every time they go for an interview for a visitor visa, my dad goes under administrative processing, and it
Yeah.
never actually finishes. Even though
I know.
my dad has never been to the military either, because
Mhm.
he when he was like 16 years old, his dad died, so he was actually exempted from the conscription.
Okay.
So my question to you is, I know with non-immigrant visas, there is really not that much that you can do in terms of like lawsuit. At least I've been told that the U.S. government really doesn't care about, even if you bring the lawsuit for non-immigrant visas, they don't do anything about it because it's not a right; it's a privilege to be able
But
to.
they do. You can use a mandamus on some non-immigrant lawsuit cases, but not B1, B2s. Yeah.
Yeah, not B1, B2s. So I wanted to know, like, is there anything that they can do? They couldn't come for my graduation. They couldn't for my high school graduation here, for my college graduation here. They every single time they just get that administrative processing, and I wanted to know if anything that we can do to, I don't know, like, I mean, lawsuit is not the answer, but yeah, what is?
They're probably not coming until you get your citizenship, and then it would be you filing for green cards for them. That because that's something you could sue over. That's something that they might take more seriously. That's something that they're not just going to dismiss them outright on, or put them in administrative processing forever. So that's probably the whole thing. I mean, the one thing you might try is reaching out to a member of Congress and seeing what I would think about is, if I do a new DS 160 for dad and we are applying and we know that he's um, finally getting his interview, then like in a week or two before the interview, that's when I would reach out to the member of Congress and see if we can get some juice flowing into whatever embassy he's at, to
Right.
see if we can try to change the dynamic a little bit. It's probably not going to work, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, probably not. But just to give you a little bit of background, they applied for this visa, this recent one, in November of 2023, and
Yeah,
November 14, I believe, was the interview date. And then I think it was in December or early January. No, it was December that they got we got an email from the embassy with the form 5535.
which is just BS.
Yeah, exactly. And then we filled that form, all the travels that we done within the last 15 years, all the houses, all the everything. We put it in there, all the siblings, whatever information that they needed. We completed that form and submitted it, and then 2 days after that we got an email that now that we have received your form, we are going to like process it. And but the thing is, before, at least when you used to like email the embassy, they went to the US consulate in Dubai, and
Mhm.
when you emailed the consulate in Dubai, you would at least get some sort of an email from an agent saying that, okay, their cases are still in administrative processing. But right now you just get this automatically generated email that says, we don't even respond to you if you're asking for like administrative processing, if you have any administrative processing inquiries. So I just,
Right.
yeah. So you think that they probably won't even get the visa, like, until like they probably won't be able to come to the States until I get my citizenship here.
I think that's right.
Okay. Well,
Thanks, Mohammed. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me on.
Bye, bud. All right, I'm gonna try to get back. Oh, Z-Girl was here. I don't know if she's still here. Z-Girl, you still there? No. All right, well, hopefully Z-Girl can email us or reach out another way. I hope you all have a great day. The next show, episode 600 of the Immigration Answer Show. What, Nor? Yeah, Nor's yelling 600. Episode 600 of the Immigration Answer Show will be Monday at 4 p.m., our usual time. I put a link into the notes about the games. If you get into the Immigrant Home Facebook group, I've been telling people there's 6,000 or 7,000 people in there. I just saw there's 12,000 people in Immigrant Home. It's insane. There's 12,000 immigrants and people who love immigrants in Immigrant Home in the Facebook group. Join us there and get ready for the game. We're going to play fact or fiction. They're going to run a factual scenario by you to see if what the statement is true or false, whether somebody really did this or not. So I hope you all have a great weekend. We'll be here in San Diego. Hopefully the sun's coming out soon. Nora's going to go surfing with her brother, and we will see you guys on Monday. Thanks so much. Bye, Huli. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in the state of disease